Hello and welcome everyone to week 2 of Public Personnel Management. My name is Greg Zarco, and this week we will be covering one question and 3 different answers to an interview question. The position that we will be interviewing for is for a human resources technician in the city of Chino Hills and falls under the department of the city manager. I have chosen a situational question. And a situational question is a question that relates to a specific situation, and the candidate will have to explain how and why they handled that situation. Follow-up questions could include, what did you learn, or what would you do different next time? And so the question that I have picked or selected is, tell me about a time that you have failed. So in this slide, I will be giving out 3 answers: an outstanding, a wrong, and a mediocre answer to the question. Tell me about a time that you had failed. So first, the bad answer. I can't think of one. Or even worse is that I don't make mistakes. And this is a bad answer because it makes you look dishonest and insincere. A mediocre answer. Part of my job is to make sure that payroll is sent off on time. And one week the manager submitted their timesheets late, and I was unable to mail them off on time. I was able to drive to the post office and mail them off at the same day, but since I had missed the deadline, payroll was one day late. It has never been late since. This is a mediocre answer because while it does show initiative to complete the task and go that extra mile, the responsibility was passed on to others. So now the outstanding answer. As an administrator, part of my job was to arrange weekly meetings for senior directors to include the logistics of that meeting. That included arranging the time and location of the meetings, securing the rooms, and checking the dietary requirements for lunches. Excuse me. On my first attempt of arranging the meetings, I forgot to check the dietary requirements of all those who would be attending, and one of the directors was a vegetarian due to religious reasons, and on the menu was chicken or beef that day. My supervisor was annoyed at my oversight, and I was worried that I had put my job at jeopardy, and the potential of being viewed as insincere scared me. I needed to ensure that the director had their lunch with the rest of the attendees. So the first thing that I did was apologize to the director and was honest about what happened and that it had slipped my mind. They accepted my apology and knew that it had been an honest mistake. I asked what they would like for lunch and placed an urgent order at the local restaurant. I drove down to the restaurant and had the director's meal for them with plenty of time to eat during their break. This is an outstanding answer because it hits all the points of the START technique. The START technique is a technique interviewers use to make sure they get a full response when they want you to use when answering a situational question. It stands for situation, task, action, and result. With this answer, the situation is described, arrange weekly meetings and cover all the logistics of it to include the lunches for the attendings. The task was I forgot to check the dietary requirements um, and apologize and uh, place the order for the proper lunches. The result was that the director was able to enjoy a lunch that fits the dietary preference with the other directors. It also shows honesty and taking accountability for your mistakes. So this week we covered recruitment and selection. We picked out a job that we would be interested in. We assigned a question, a situational question to that job posting, and we answered the same question in 3 different ways: an outstanding way, a wrong way, and a mediocre way. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching. Have a good week.